Welcome to Tallassee, a home once home to the Creek Indians, capital Tallassee. This area was settled around the 1400s and remained occupied by the Creek Indians until their defeat in the Creek War in the 1800s. By 1835, Tallassee was inhabited by a large number of settlers in the west bank of the Tallassee River. Now, Tallassee is home to almost 1,000 people. The town now honors an original inhabitant each year with a Tallassee celebration.
Some of those first settlers remain dated back to 1812 can be located at the Rose Hill Cemetery on North Ann Avenue, including those of Tallassee's first settlers, Bennett Dubose, Andrew Jackson, servant William Parker, as well as many other Confederate veterans.
In 1845, home built by the son of Archibald Patterson still remains in Tallassee as the oldest house in town. The Patterson log cabin is a two-room dog dwelling constructed of hand-sawn timbers.
The location for Tallassee was chosen for its position along the Tallassee River. Tallassee is located along a natural fall line dividing the city into two counties. In 1923, Alabama Power Company built a dam over the Tallassee waterfalls. The dam helped provide power to the city and surrounding areas.
Many of the settlers work at the local textile mill. Mount Vernon Mills was built in 1840s, producing cotton and wool cloth. The East Side Addition was built in 1920 and remaining in operation until 2005 and 2016. The remaining East Side building caught fire. The West Side Mill is still maintained by the Historic Society.
The textile mills actually helped produce uniforms, tents, and other materials used during the war. The Confederate Army, built in 1864 next door, produced carbine. It is the only Confederate Army not destroyed by the Union during the Civil War. In 1893, Tallassee Mills built a company-owned store for their employees. The store was a two-story stone building known as the company store. The store offered everything a family would need: groceries, clothing, furniture, and household goods. The store is still in operation today, selling furniture, jewelry, and other collectibles.
Shortly after 1897, Mount Vernon mill workers built a home for the company superintendents. This 17-room home is now 113 years old.
In 1899, a newspaper began to circulate. It was given its current name, Tallassee Tribune, in 1912 and 2008, and a online newspaper began for the community, known as Tallassee Times. It is now most people's primary source for information, rather than the weekly paper.
When a town began to run a school, smell was ending in 1960. The original high school was destroyed by a fire, 1928, and rebuilt to the current two-story beginning. The story begins well, adding building 1942-1968.
The lower was for outstanding school building on the east side of the river and remained a school for K through 2 until 1994. That building is now known as City Hall, Office of the Mayor, and other city services.
The middle school began in 1920 as the color school only and R.R. Morton. In 1969, the school was renamed to Southside Middle School. Due to this degradation, the school now houses grades 5th through 8th.
Shortly after the start of the school system, Tallassee exposed their first football team. The stadium built in 1921 and it is still used by the football team. It was named J.E. O'Brien Stadium after the school's most famous coach, John Edward O'Brien, in 1921. The coach is known for one of the greatest winning streaks in the state of Alabama, 57 wins.
With an increasing number of people, injuries were bound to happen. In 1926, the town established its first hospital across the street from the current city. The original building is no longer in established, but its purpose has not changed. The hospital includes 24-hour service its citizens in the area.
This up-and-coming community also began to establish restaurants and other buildings. The Hotel Tallassee was built in 1928. It originally had 72 rooms on the upper floors. A buffet restaurant on the lower level. This restaurant remained in operation until 2008 and was destroyed 1 year later due to fire. During this time, there were some very prominent families that lived in the community. Were the Bump family, who built a home in 1939 in 9.61 acres and contained 10 rooms. The home is called Seven Gables and now used for reunions, receptions, and other events. Until this time, the east and west sides of the town were still divided by the Tallassee River. It wasn't until 1940 that the Benjamin Fitzpatrick Bridge was built joining East and West Tallassee. The bridge is 1,738 feet long and is considered to be one of the world's longest curved bridge.
Now that the community was well understood, the Mount Vernon Mills decided to build a theater to serve its employees. When it opened in the 1940s, you could purchase a ticket, a bag of popcorn, and a small Coke for 25 cents. Although the theater is no longer in operation, there have been attempts in recent years to raise funds to have the building restored.
Mount Vernon Mills also built an 8-bedroom home in 1941 to accommodate visiting mill officials. The rear of the home overlooks Lake Tallassee. The home is thought to be haunted and has appeared on numerous supernatural television shows. It is known as the guest house.
With a visiting the area, the town saw fit to establish a personal airport. In 1941, the Donald Reeves Airport was built and named after the landowner.
The community flourished through the mills for many years. In 1978, Tallassee Mills donated their library to the city of Tallassee. The building had been established in 1921 but was not open for public use until this time. The library now has a collection of over 26,000 materials.
A year after the library opened, Tallassee's first radio station began. Its originally only broadcast during the daytime hours, with the first record being played was Let Your Love Flow by the Melody Brothers. The station now broadcasts 24 hours a day, programming and always music.